ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
We have rAppaththu. rAppaththu starts with Vaikunta Ekadashi. Vaikunta Ekadashi is a very auspicious day in Sanatana Dharma in general, in Vaidika Dharma. On this day, the rAppaththu uthsavam starts. Just as the Pakalpattu uthsavam happens in Arjuna Mandapam, rAppaththu uthsavam happens in 1000-pillar Mandapam. It is also known as Tirumamani Mandapam. It is exact representation of Sri Vaikuntham. Though this Mandapam is said to be 1000-pillar Mandapam, there are only 960 pillars in the Mandapam. And in front of that Mandapam, there is an open space where they will plant 40 new pillars every year and construct a temporary structure. There is an idea behind it. This Tirumamani Mandapam is known as the 1000-pillar Mandapam, but still it only has 960 pillars. That is because it is equivalent to Sri Vaikuntham, which is permanent. So these 960 pillars are permanent, the structure is permanent. But the open space in front is rebuilt every year. This is like samsara, where we are. This samsara goes through creation and annihilation continuously, one after the other. So similarly, these 40 pillars are constructed every year and temporary structure is made. So this is where the rAppaththu uthsavam will happen mainly. Every day in the afternoon, Sri Ranganatha will start from his Garbhagraham, Moolasthanam, and he will go through Ekadashi Pradakshinam. That is the third layer of SrIrangam. He goes through that and we see the Vaikuntha Dwar, the Parampada gate, is in the exact backside of Sri Ranganatha in that third layer. So we saw about Aryapatal Vasal entrance. So this is direct opposite to that in the backside. So he comes up to the Vaikuntha Dwar and from there the entrance is opened, Vaikuntha Vasal is opened and Perumal comes out of that Vaikuntha Vasal. And when we come out of that entrance, we see Chandra Pushkarani right there. Chandra Pushkarani is the temple tank. So from there, Perumal goes on a slow procession. In the meantime, all the Alvars and Acharyas come to the front area of rAppaththu Mandapam, the temporary structure. Nammalvar, Tirumangayalvar, Bhagavad Ramanuja. These three will be waiting in the inner area, inner Manalveli. This Manalveli is the place where there is like a sand floor. There are two layers where this sand floor is present in the eastern side of the temple. Tirumamani Mandapam is in the outside layer, which has a sand floor, and the layer inside is also having sand layer. That is where Nammalvar, Tirumangayalvar and Ramanuja will wait. When Sri Ranganatha comes in that area, Alvars and Ramanuja will go and welcome Sri Ranganatha, and then Ranganatha will step out to the next layer where Tirumamani Mandapam is, and Alvars and Bhagavad Ramanuja will follow him. SrIranga will climb on a 4-pillared mandapam, a small mandapam in the temporary structure, and opposite to that there is another 4-pillared mandapam, that is where Nammalvar, Bhagavad Ramanuja and Tirumangayalvar will be present. Now Sri Ranganatha will give honors to all the Alvars. They are all waiting in that area along with Nammalvar, Tirumangayalvar and Bhagavad Ramanuja. After that there will be a small procession inside in the same area, and then all the Alvars and Acharyas will go inside the mandapam. Sri Ranganatha will also go inside the mandapam, and he will go in the sideways and come to the main altar of Tirumamani Mandapam. Here he will be placed, and facing him on the ground all the Alvars and Acharyas will be present, and this is where Arayar Sevai will happen. Again all the Arayars will come here and they will stand in front of Alvars and they will do their performance, their Kankariam facing Sri Ranganatha. So every day one centum of Thiruvaimozhi will be recited by Arayars. Selected pasurams will be explained through Vyakhyanam, and then one or two pasurams will be given Abhinayam, that is the enactment of the meanings of the pasurams. Here also on the 7th day of rAppaththu, Kangulum Pagalum Padiham, which is dedicated for Sri Ranganatha in Thiruvaimozhi, will be recited by Arayars, and Vyakhyanam and Abhinayam will also be performed by Arayars. As part of this, Arayar Swamis will distribute Tirtham and they will give Sri Shatakopam to all the devotees. Again, this is the third occasion where Sri Ranganatha's Sri Shatakopam will be handled by Arayar Swamis. On this day, we also have Kaitala Sevai. Sri Ranganatha will come in his, will make a few steps forward and come out being carried by Archakas in Kaitala Sevai, carrying Bhagavan in their hands instead of in a palanquin. This is specifically for Nammalvar, who is in Parankusha Nayaki attire, in that form of feminine mood. So for that, Sri Ranganatha comes in Kaitala Sevai, and then happens the usual routines. This is 7th day, and then 8th day, again in the evening, Sri Ranganatha comes on horse vahanam, Ashva Vahanam, and Tiruvedupari Utsavam happens. Tiruvedupari is the enactment of Parakala Swami, that is Tirumangayalvar, robbing Bhagavan when he came as a groom along with his bride Sri Mahalakshmi. When Tirumangayalvar was in his native place at that time, he was robbing of wealthy people. When Bhagavan himself comes there, he tries to rob Bhagavan also. That incident is enacted by the devotees there. So that happens on the 8th day of Arayar Sevai, 8th day of adhyayana Utsavam. And then there is 9th day of Utsavam, which is usual routine with all the activities. And then 10th day is the final day. First in the morning, usually in all the other days, Perumal will come out of Moolasthanam only in the afternoon. But on the 10th day, Bhagavan comes out in the morning itself. He goes to Chandra Pushkarani. In that Chandra Pushkarani, there will be Tirthavari conducted for small Perumal. Usually in this Dividesham, Tirthavari happens for small Perumal. So that happens first, and then Bhagavan reaches rAppaththu Mandapam, Tirumamani Mandapam, 1000 pillar Mandapam, and after that the usual darshan for all public. And then in the evening there will be Tirumanjanam, that is Abhishekam for Sri Ranganatha. So that happens. After the Tirumanjanam, Arayar Sevai will happen. Usual Arayar Sevai with symbols. All the Arayars will stand in front of the Alvars and facing Perumal, and they will recite the Pasurams, perform Vyakyanam, Abhinayam and all of that. So this will happen in the night, and then early in the morning the Nammalvar Moksham will happen. Just around the early morning times, the Nammalvar Tirumeni will be carried by hand towards Sri Ranganatha, Namberumal, and Archakas will take Nammalvar from the Kankiryaparas and they will bring Nammalvar close to Sri Ranganatha, Namberumal, and then finally they will place Nammalvar, having Nammalvar's divine head touch the divine feet of Sri Ranganatha, and then they will cover Nammalvar with Tulasi, Tirutulai. And finally they will again bring Nammalvar out and he will come back to his position. After this, Tirtham, Shri Shatakopam and Tulasi, all of that will be distributed to all the devotees. And then finally, Namberumal and all the Alvars, Acharyas, they will all leave the rAppaththu Mandapam, and there will be final recital in front of Sri Ranganatha. After that, Alvars and Acharyas will get honors from Bhagavan and they will take leave, and then Perumal will enter to his Garbhagraham. He will enter the Garbhagraham. That will be the end of rAppaththu Utsavam. After that, Arayar Swamis, who have been performing Kainkaryams throughout these 21 days of Utsavam, one more day is pending. So throughout these days, Arayar Swamis have been performing Kainkaryam, wonderful Kainkaryam. So they will be honored by giving Brahmaratham. So Bhagavan will first give honors to Arayar Swamis and then he will send them home to their Tirumaligais, Arayar Swamis Tirumaligais, with great honors. This is known as Brahmaratham for them, and this happens as the final event of rAppaththu Utsavam. Throughout this rAppaththu, for the first 9 days, in the night when Sri Ranganatha returns to Garbhagraham, Mulasthanam, in that procession, Veenai Kainkaryam will be performed by specific Kainkaryavaras. They have been doing this Kainkaryam for generations. So they will play their Veena, a musical instrument, and bring joy to Bhagavan. This happens for the first 9 days of rAppaththu Utsavam. After that, in the night, so we are into 10 days of rAppaththu is complete, and then that extended into 11th day morning. And now on the night of 11th day, that is when Iyarpa is recited. Iyarpa Pasurams, 1000 Pasurams will be recited by Arayar Swamis, but this time it happens in Garbhagraham. That is outside the Garbhagraham in the Chandanu Mandapam. That is where the Iyarpa Pasurams will be recited by Arayar. In the past, Iyarpa recital Kainkaryam was with Tiruvaranga Tamudanar descendants. Remember, Tiruvaranga Tamudanar is the one who sang Ramanujan Uttandadi. They were the ones who were reciting Iyarpa 1000 Pasurams, but over time this Kainkariam came to Arayar Swamis. So Arayar Swamis are reciting Iyarpa also. The only difference here is Iyarpa will be recited in front of Sri Ranganatha in the Chandanu Mandapam, and the other thing is they will not use cymbals on this particular day. They will just clap using their hands whenever they have to use the cymbals. So they use their hands to clap and sing the pasurams in front of Perumal. So this concludes the adhyayana utsavam for Sri Ranganatha. One special feature here in this Dividesham is Sri Ranganatha's Acharya, Sri Varavaramuni Swami, Manavada Mamnigal. He does not show his presence in the adhyayana utsavam through his divine Vigraha form. That is because when Manavada Mamnigal was alive in this world, he ordered that his divine form should not be placed in the adhyayana utsavam assembly, because he is the Acharya of Sri Ranganatha. Naturally, all the focus will go to Manavada Mamnigal, who is the Acharya of Sri Ranganatha. So he, being very humble, he said that I will not participate in the adhyayana utsavam in Vigraha form. Based on his orders, not only here, Srirangam, Srivilliputturu and Alvar Tirunagari. In all these three Divideshams, this is the same practice. Srirangam importance should be for Namberumal only. In Srivilliputturu, it should be for Godama, Andal Nachiyar only. And in Alvar Tirunagari, importance should be for Nammalvar only. Hence, Manavada Mamnigal's divine Vigraham is not brought to the assembly of adhyayana utsavam. But Sri Ranganatha has great love and affection for his Acharya. So he has ordered that the same 4000 Divya Prabandhams should be recited once for the pleasure of his Acharya, Manavada Mamnigal, in his Matam, in his Sannidhi. So this was on the orders of Sri Ranganatha. Even today it is continuing. In front of Namberumal, Arayars will recite pasurams, but in front of Manavada Mamnigal, Adhyapakas will recite the Nalayara Divya Prabandha pasurams. So this Nalayara Divya Prabandha pasurams are recited twice in Srirangam, once for Sri Ranganatha, once for Manavada Mamnigal. This is a very special aspect in this Dividesham. Another important aspect here in Srirangam is whatever utsavam celebrated for Sri Ranganatha, same thing is celebrated for Sri Ranganachiyar also. So here, after the completion of adhyayana utsavam for Sri Ranganatha, adhyayana utsavam for Tayar is celebrated for 11 days. There we have 5 days of Pagalpathu, 5 days of rAppaththu, 1 day of Iyarpa. In this manner, 11 days celebration is done for Sri Ranganachiyar also. In this manner, adhyayana utsavam is celebrated in a glorious way in Srirangam. There will be a lot of crowd because everyone comes to Srirangam with the hope of having wonderful darshan of this utsavam. So it is highly emphasized that everyone should at least participate in adhyayana utsavam in Srirangam once in their lifetime to enjoy the great celebration of Nammalvar, his ascent to Parampadam and his pasurams under Sri Ranganatha's lotus feet. Alvar Tirudikale Sharanam, Emperumanar Tirudikale Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
கோயில் KOYIL என்னும் ஆப்பை கூகுள் பிளே ஸ்டோரிலிருந்தோ ஆப்பிள் ஆப் ஸ்டோரிலிருந்தோ டவுன்லோட் செய்து இது போன்ற சம்பிரதாய விஷயங்களை கேட்டு மகிழலாம். எங்கள் வலைத்தளம் koil.org